Hey everyone, Michael here. And honestly, I don't care if the ink isn't even dry on the Seahawks Super Bowl checks yet. In Foxborough, the 2026 season started 10 minutes ago. Look it, you walk into the Gillette Stadium fortress and you don't see people moping about a 29-13 loss. You see a building that's already grinding to find the missing piece for banner number 7. But tonight we're talking about the first casualty of the new year. The Patriot way is cold, it's surgical, and it just claimed its first victim. Ha! The New England Patriots have officially released running back Antonio Gibson. Boom! Just like that. One of Drake Maye's veteran safety valves, gone. Now listen, if you're shocked by this, you haven't been paying attention to how Elliott Wolf and Mike Vrabel are running this circus. Gibson, he was a Ferrari in Memphis, a workhorse in DC, but in Foxborough, he was an expensive piece of insurance that spent the most important part of the 2025 season on the shelf. Honestly, I like Gibson, I really do. The kid is 27, he's got the hands, he's got the 4.4 speed, but you cannot carry a $4 million cap hit for a guy coming off a torn ACL when you have two absolute studs like Ramondre Stevenson and Trevion Henderson ready to carry the load. Before I lose my mind over the cap math, do me a favor, hit subscribe, smash that like, and I need to see your takes in the comments. Are the Patriots right to move on from Gibson, or do we need that veteran depth for Drake Maye? Tell me what you think below. I talked to a source inside the building at one Patriot place this afternoon, someone who sits in on those roster cut meetings, and he told me, Michael, the decision was 90% medical and 10% math. Gibson's 90-yard kick return against Miami was legendary, but you don't pay $3 million for a maybe when your sophomore QB needs reliable protection in the backfield. Another source, an AFC East scout who's been sniffing around the Kraft era 2.0, told me, this release is a signal. New England is going younger, faster, and cheaper at RB3. They're cleared for takeoff with Maye. Look at the technicals here, folks. We're talking about a kid in Drake Maye who just put up 4,394 yards and 31 touchdowns. He's an MVP finalist in his second year. The standard is back, but that standard requires precision. Gibson had 120 carries for 538 yards in 24, but in 25, 5 games, a torn ACL, season over. The Patriots saved $3.14 million against the cap with this move. In the world of do your job, that's $3 million you can use to re-sign Clavon Chason or go hunting for another weapon for Maye. And look at the talent waiting in the wings. Trevion Henderson, the kid is a monster. 4.43 speed, elite breakaway percentage. He's the Jahmyr Gibbs of the North. And Ramondre, the bruiser who's surprisingly nimble for 246 pounds, that 1A, 1B punch is the heartbeat of the offense. We don't need a veteran who's a question mark on a surgically repaired knee. We have Elijah Mitchell on a futures contract. We have Terrell Jennings. Honestly, if you think keeping Gibson for the vibes was a good idea, you're watching a different sport, my friend. I talked to a veteran scout near the Kraft family table who said, and I quote, Vrabel wants a backfield that can pass protect at an elite level to keep Drake upright. Maye took a beating in the playoffs, and Gibson's pass pro metrics were always his Achilles heel, no pun intended. Another source inside the building mentioned the focus for 2026 is playmakers. If you aren't a dynamic weapon every Sunday, you're a liability. Look at the soul of this team. The Gillette Stadium fortress isn't built on loyalty to a name, it's built on loyalty to the ring. We're sitting on $42.5 million in cap space, top 10 in the league. That is a massive chest of gold for Mike Vrabel to use this offseason. Releasing Gibson is just the first domino. Think about the scheme fit. In a wide 9 offensive spacing, you need backs who can catch the ball out of the backfield and navigate those seams. Henderson does it better, Stevenson does it with more power. Gibson was a wide receiver at Memphis. He should have been the perfect fit, but the business happens. That's my dog is what Maye probably said to him today, but honestly, it's on to 2026. I've got 5 different sources inside the league telling me how this shakes out. 1. Gibson is already on the radar for the Bills. A reunion in the AFC East? Imagine the revenge narrative. 2. The Patriots are eyeing a dynamic playmaker in the draft, maybe a guy like KC Concepcion to fill that scatback role. 3. Ramondre Stevenson is about to have his best year yet under a full season of Mike Vrabel's discipline. 4. Drake Maye is already back in the film room, obsessed with the 21 sacks he took in the playoffs. He wants protection, not just names. 5. Expect another veteran cut soon. The Patriots are clearing the deck to go big in free agency. Listen, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Patriots are actually a smart team again. They're not clinging to veteran mistakes. They're cutting the dead weight and building a fortress around the best young QB in the league. Stephon Diggs is still the WR1, Will Campbell is the LT of the future, and now the backfield is streamlined for speed. Honestly, I'm fired up. The Super Bowl loss stung, but this move shows me they're not satisfied. They're hungry. Gibson is a good player, but in Foxborough, good is the enemy of great. He'll find a home, maybe in Denver or Vegas, but his time at one Patriot place is over. Whew. The Patriot way is back, and it's heartless, just like we love it. Drake Maye has the keys to the city, and the front office is making sure the car is light enough to win a drag race. Antonio Gibson, thank you for the 90-yarder in Miami, but the mission has changed. I'm Michael, and this has been your raw, unfiltered look at the first big move of the Patriots offseason. Don't forget to hit that